Are you a beginner on YouTube and wondering how to start editing your own videos? Well, you're in luck because today in this video, in this tutorial, I'm going to show you exactly the first steps to take inside iMovie. So before you start taking the very first steps inside iMovie, you first need to come up with your video idea, title or topic, your script. And if you need help coming up with your video idea or title, I'm going to share the link up here for you. And the link will also be in the description box. And if you're also wondering how to start filming and the whole filming process of filming the video, I'm also going to link that video up here for you as well. Now, after you have filmed the video and you're ready to start editing the footage, let me show you the very first steps to take in iMovie. Okay, so inside iMovie here, you can see that I have loaded in some clips. And this space here at the bottom is called the timeline. So I have loaded in these clips into the timeline. And this action right here of me going back and forth in the timeline is called scrubbing. So I'm scrubbing through the timeline. Now, for some reason, inside iMovie, it automatically populates the transition here. This is called a transition, and it transitions from one clip, this one, to this one. And so it automatically populates to the dissolve transition that looks weird like that. In some cases, the dissolve transition is appropriate and looks great. But what I highly recommend doing inside iMovie is to go ahead and select none for every single one of your transitions and not rely or leave them on dissolve. Like I said, sometimes dissolve is appropriate. Most of the time, none is sufficient. And then after I have corrected all of the transitions, then I first edit the audio. And as you can see here, I'm zooming in, so you can zoom out, zoom in. As I zoom all the way in onto this particular footage, you can see the audio waves here at the bottom. See all of these audio waves because I'm speaking, but here at the beginning, I'm not. So what I want to do is cut this off. I want to cut off all of this plain footage of where I'm not speaking. So you want to cut that off. So how you do it is you come as close to, and my face looks crazy, I know. You want to come as close to the audio as possible and highlight the clip and then select down at the bottom on the left where it says split. Once I have split it, that means I've cut it. I can highlight all this dead space and go to the bottom right and click delete. Now, again, I know my face looks crazy, but if you listen to the beginning of the audio, it makes sense. Welcome back to the Casey Slate podcast. See, so now my face looks normal. So typically at the beginning, it's going to look weird. I don't know why, it just does. But it doesn't really matter because it's only a split second. And then what do I do? And then what I do next is I go through and I look at the pauses. I don't even have to listen to the audio. I can just see right here is a pause. Over here is a big one. I'm probably going to want to cut that out. So I split, go over here, and I can split again. Or another thing that I love about iMovie that makes it so simple is that if you've made a mistake and you didn't want that particular edit, there's an arrow here on the right side and you just click the arrow and it is the undo button. So don't worry about making a mistake. But say, for example, I can either split it, go in here and delete that, or here's another way. After I have split it right here, I can highlight this and I can drag it. So there are two different ways you can edit the audio. Here's another pause. And the only reason why I'm doing it this way is if you wanted this style of video to be super fast, straight to the point style audio, you don't have to edit every single video like its audio that tight if you don't want to. But on YouTube, a lot of videos need to go pretty quickly. A lot of times. It depends on your genre. But if you want the audio to be very quick, this is exactly what it looks like. And you just go little by little by little. And I know this looks extremely tedious, and it is. Let me just be honest with you. Video editing is a very tedious process, but there is a great reward at the end because when you see the finished product of all of your hard, tedious work, it is super amazing to see. And another little fun fact about me is I really love sewing. And sewing is also a very tedious process, a very minute details. I do a lot of hand sewing, and it's the same. Whenever you see a finished product of a hand sewn piece, there's a lot of tedious work that went into it, just like this. But the end product is a beautiful piece of art. So there you have it. Here are the very first steps that you take in iMovie whenever editing a video. And what I like to do is break down everything in like bite-sized pieces so it's easy to understand and you're not so overwhelmed with the editing process. If you need help getting started with editing your videos, I have put together a free guide for you. It is my top 5 tips for video editing, and you can find the link below. I break down everything that you need to know to make a better video. And then also, if you're new to YouTube and you would like some help getting started or to fine tune your channel, I also have put together a YouTube workbook and checklist, and it can go over all the basics about how to start a YouTube channel or how to be successful on YouTube, how to grow your channel, and it can also help you to find some missing pieces of maybe what your channel is missing to help get you started and get you off the ground. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my future free tips about filming, editing, and YouTube tips. And if you need some help getting started with camera confidence and how do you even start filming yourself, you can click on the next video and I'll see you there.